I want to go into other techniques that steal cards from the deck, and where you can keep them in a secret place.
Wait, this is called lapping, you're saying?
Yeah, there's a technique called lapping where you hide cards in your lap, which is the perfect place to hide cards. You know, if you're not in a very secure environment, let's say, right?
Is this something that a dealer in a casino could maybe get away with because the lap could be under the table?
Yeah, depending on the angle of the cameras, because the region of your lap where the cards are going to be hidden is just under the table. It's not fully under the table. You would have to maneuver the cards over here in order to make them be a little bit more concealed, right?
Yeah, the rule of thumb in casinos for a dealer is no card at any time should make its way below the visible height of the rail of the table. So
Yeah.
the place that you're saying, if a dealer were able to get a card there without anybody noticing, it would be out of view most likely.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna try to simulate with my webcam over here. Say for example, I'm just gonna open a hole right here. Can you guys see the hole? Look, I have 3 cards over here. I'm just gonna place that ace right there, just like this. You see where the cards end up? This is very, very exposed. If I just push it just a little bit, it's out of sight. This angle that you guys seeing right now would be probably an angle of a player just sitting across from the table from me. I just place the cards here in this hole, and they vanish, right? I just have to keep the cards on my lap, and this thing over here, just keeping the cards right here on my leg is very, very dangerous. Very dangerous. I think I lost a card, but anyways, let's just talk a little bit about this. For example, let's suppose that the dealer is going to do this crooked move over here. So let me just lower just a little bit. Let's just open a board over here with a bunch of random cards, just like that. There's a player with a hand over here, maybe one over here. The burn cards are here. A few mucked cards right here in my hand, just like this. And the deck will be like this, right? In the first part of this, the live stream, we showed a bunch of cheating opportunities that can happen right here, right? Like by the end of a hand. So let's say, for example, these players are showing their hands in the showdown, and in this case, I think this guy gets it because he has a pair of queens, if I'm not mistaken, queens and aces. Awesome. So I'll just kill these 2 hands, and I'll just scoop everything up to go to the next hand, right? Of course, before that, we're going to go through the shuffling procedure. So the idea of lapping, in order to hold out, that's the term. We're going to try and hold out cards to use for our advantage, right? This would happen in an underground game, a home game where there are no professional dealers involved, because the dealer is going to play, right? I have my hand over here. So the idea would be to scoop these cards like this. I'm going to try to do as quickly as possible, just squaring them up like this, and place the cut card right here, and then start the shuffling procedure, right? Not very dealer-like, but you would do something like that, right? You notice that there were aces on the last board, right? Did you guys see anything suspicious? Mark?
So I was really, really looking for it, and I felt like there was a flash of color that I might not have noticed under any normal circumstance, and I'm not sure that I actually saw. But I want to say yes, but I guess I can't fully say yes.
You were looking for it, and I actually told you what you have to look for, right? So
exactly.
Here, 2 aces.
There they are.
Held out, just like this, right? So they can stay here. And from this situation, what could happen, right? So I'm just going to deal normally 4 hands. just like that, right? Whatever. So we're just gonna go through the pre-flop phase. So there's a flop over here. Let's try to open some room. And then just like that, right? What can a person holding out cards do at this situation? I can actually look at these cards. It's 3 and 5. Not a very good hand. Kind of good for this situation, but it wouldn't give me any good final hands. So I can actually play and choose which hand I'm going to choose. And choose which hand I'm going to play, right? I can play with this hand, or I can play with my aces, right? But you guys may be wondering, how do you get the aces into the game, right? So I'm right here. I'm doing this. I'm thinking. I'm waiting for my opponents to make their decisions. And I just, decided that this hand is not very good for me to win. So I'm going to switch. These cards are going to vanish. I'm going to bring in the aces. It would be something like this. Not that flash, of course. And then I bring out the aces, right? So basically, I have the aces here in my lap. I palm them just like I showed you guys, like this. This is called a classic palm. And you just reach over, just bring these cards closer to you, drop them in your lap, and then do that. And the cards are switched. This is called a mucking technique in the magic industry. And it's, as you can see, it's pretty deadly, right? You just have to switch cards, right? And after that, okay, I end up with these 2 cards on my lap, right? What could happen? Can people actually find out that I'm actually holding cards? It's really subjective because, say, for example, I just collected the cards over here. I think I lost the cut card in the middle. I have a question for you, Mark. Do you have the ability of feeling that a deck is lighter than it should be? Like there are cards missing just by feel?
It's not something that I would say I have ever practiced or trained, but I'm pretty sure I can tell.
Yeah, right.
I do have a feeling because of all the time that I've had a deck in my hand. If they were plastic cards, the ones that I use in a casino, if there were 2 missing, there's like a 50-50 chance I would wonder what's up. But I can't guarantee it.
2 cards. You could actually feel 2 missing cards.
Look, I'm making up an answer, right? But it's
2 cards. It's very impressive to try actually feel, right? It has to be a deck that you're absolutely used to, and
right,
handling it all day, right?
Yeah, it's possible. But before we move on to this, I just want to address this question that was brought up, and I want to just show this real quick. So poker dealers, at least in the U.S., have to wear aprons. Would this make it impossible for you to properly lap the cards?
By having that black tissue over the pen?
You have to wear this here. Let me try to blow it up properly. A dealer has to wear this on their person.
Mm-hmm.
It has a little snap in the back, and just about every poker dealer wears one of these. They're flat. I think the intent behind these is to prevent dealers from putting things in their pockets, but it could also be to prevent dealers from lapping cards as a second reason. Would this make it hard, or would you be able to still just get it on your lap is my question.
Since it's black, it kind of creates quite a contrast, right? Because the faces of the cards are white, so it's maximum contrast. It would make visualization from the cameras much easier, right? Because it's white on black, maximum contrast. But the lapping technique is not necessarily about contrast, right? It's about angle. So from this angle, if I was to make this card vanish like this, you can actually see it. But if I throw it just a little bit towards the front, it's invisible from this angle, right? And probably from all of the angles over here in front of me, right? Because if I look straight down like this, I can't see the card. I can't. But if I just go a little bit back from my angle, you guys could totally see this card right here. It's right there. So if there's a camera right over my shoulder, this card could be seen easily, right? So the moment the card falls, the dealer is caught, right? There's no way of actually making the card vanish and then reaching in here and actually putting the card towards the bottom of the table over here, like that. I'm actually holding out with my knee now. But again, the idea is to have the perfect angle. If there are cameras over here, you're done. There's no way you can do lapping, even if you don't wear one of those. It doesn't really make sense.
As you were talking, I was testing myself. I can 100% tell if 6 cards are missing off the top.
6.
I can sort of tell if 4 cards are missing off the top. And if 2 cards are missing off the top, I'm going to say it's still possible that I'll have a weird feeling. I might not know what that weird feeling is. And I also might have absolutely no idea. Shuffle machines do count the number of cards, though, and dealers are instructed to count the stub once per table, which is usually every 30 minutes. So after you deal out the cards, the final river card, if there's action, you're supposed to count what's left to make sure that they're all there about once every 30 minutes.